This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
That sync felt right. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I resent my own involvement in the sync.
I agree.
Rockabye, baby. Rockabye.
Rockabye.
Back with a portrait of Yog Sothoth in this rotting playhouse.
Oh, watch her shake that baby doll. Yikes. Did she do that before? I don't remember.
Shaking the baby. I wanted to do a joke about that one song, Rockabye, but I couldn't remember the name of the artist or the name of the song. So
it's not called Rockabye?
No, I don't think so.
The artist isn't called Rockabye?
No.
Either?
Well, not like Rockabye Baby, but there's another song.
Everything is gonna be
yeah.
alright, Rockabye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, did you ever see that guy?
No.
The guy who does that?
Like, see him? No.
That guy's, you should look at that guy.
I don't even know who to look for.
Rockabye. Who we look?
Take a look at him. His name, why do I think his name is Shawn something?
Mullins? Shawn Mullins?
Shawn Mullins,
Maybe
that's
it was
what
Shawn
it is.
Mullins. There you go.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Matt changes gears so hard sometimes. We were just talking before recording started, and Matt was in a very different gear. It's funny.
Okay, I'm looking at him.
No, just take a look at him.
Okay.
Done. What do you think? Here's my question. Is that who you pictured singing this song?
I have had troubles putting a face to a voice. There's this band called,
for the record.
Yeah?
This is a bit. I have no
You have no idea what he looks like? He looks like Agent Donald Wrestler from The Blacklist, honestly. But
he looks like he's capable.
Let me go.
Yeah, it looks like he's capable of singing.
Let me take a look at him. Okay, in Lullaby, which is the name of the song.
Darn.
Lullaby, there you go, yeah.
Where he just sort of talks the verses and then and then sings.
Yeah, sings the chorus.
I'm not gonna lie. That guy looks like he would sell you some cocaine. I mean,
affluent and white enough for it. That's true.
Look, I know, it's fine. There's no judgment.
Just in case there's some member of our audience who's not following this bit at all, you're not alone. I actually have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Anyway,
I don't know this song or this person.
I actually know this artist.
Lost.
I like his other song. I like his song Shimmer. In fact, that's 90s stuff.
Oh yeah, it's
very 90s. It's all very 90s.
It's all 90s. Anyway, anyway, whatever. He's fine. Shawn Mullins.
Wonder.
Conclusion.
1990s.
Case closed.
Yeah, pop music. I apologize to Alex, for whom this is not in his wheelhouse.
Oh, it's totally fine. It's a whole thing that I don't. Shawn Mullins is the guy's name, huh?
Yeah.
With a W.
Yeah, he does look like he would sell you coke for sure.
Well, back then he did. I don't know what he looks like now. Maybe he looks like an older fella who used to sell you coke. I don't know.
The what's the comedian's name? James Acaster did a bit about people named Shawn. They're always confident because they know something you don't, and that's how their name is spelled.
That's true.
If you're the only one who knows how your name is spelled, it gives you a quiet power over other people.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Shawn Mullins, Lullaby.
I do appreciate that his name is spelled as it sounds.
Pick it up at your local record store.
Yeah.
Get it on vinyl.
Yeah,
why
grab
not?
it on vinyl. Might be your last chance.
You can tape it off the radio.
Or you can tape it off the radio.
I feel like vinyl is probably more accessible or more purchasable these days than like
it is, but
certainly tapes.
But I bet you Shawn Mullins vinyl is not easy to find.
Cassette tapes is not generally considered a particularly good format, right? Like in terms of either audio
No.
quality or durability or anything? Like the tapes wear out and they don't sound great, and it's a whole thing,
kind
right?
of a bad format, yeah. It's certainly not what you want for long-term storage.
Not only is it a weird format, it's almost hard to see how we got there. Like, why that was the next step in musical evolution. Because you can kind of draw a line between a vinyl record and a CD.
Yeah.
You can kind of see how one is like the space age version of the other. But the middle step of cassettes is an outlier.
Well, knowing little to nothing about how tape cassettes actually work, video or audio, I assume, at least on the audio side, that it runs on the same kind of technology or same kind of principle as a record, except it's a straight line as opposed to a spiral that goes inward, right? For the sake of compactness, right?
There's also many other
Tape's
forms
gotta be
of...
just like
I don't know. I don't think that doesn't sound right to me.
I thought it was some kind of magnetic I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a few other pieces of technology that work on sort of a reel-to-reel format.
Yeah,
film,
film,
obviously. Old computers, I believe, use big old reel-to-reel thingamajigs too.
Yep. Well, yeah, that using like floppy tape as a medium for data storage has been around for a very long time.
I'm sure the transition makes a little more sense if you're more sort of abreast of all the individual phases of technology. Reel-to-reel technology was on its way out when I sort of came into the world, so that's probably why it seems a little alien to me.
Okay, yes. When the tape enters the... Okay, so this is how it's recording. When the tape enters the magnetic field generated by the record head, the magnetic particles on it align in proportion to the strength of the field. The loudness and pitch of the sound, how high or low it is, makes the magnetic particles align in different patterns as the tape passes through.
Okay.
So it's kind of like piano roll, but like magnetic strengths of field. It's weird. It's magic. It's magic.
A similar, well, it's actually fairly dissimilar, but in terms of like the feeling of crazy jankiness, reading about how any kind of display works has always been insane to me. Like the old CRT monitor is just like an angry laser scrawling its way up and down the screen constantly, and like the liquid crystal display is like twisting liquid crystals to make different colors. Other technologies, that sounds like alien technology. That doesn't seem like,
Well,
I don't see any of the basic machines involved in there.
Probably is based on alien technology. Never mind. We're not going to get into that.
Just eased that one over the plate for Matt there.
All right. Well,
I actually have heard that one before, that the technology is so startling compared to other technologies that it must be alien in origin. I do think that theory is rooted in a bit of ignorance, but I have to admit I find it compelling because I find that technology pretty baffling. Anytime I'm reading about how a display works, it's alarming to read about to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I see how people get there.
Yeah, same. Welcome back to...
It's not just a very dense light bright?
No. No.
See, I also would have thought it was just a real dense light bright, but no, LCD screens are weird fucked up strands of alien matter.
Ooh, alien matter.
High school band name.
Oh, it's a good one. I like it. Welcome back to Colonel's Bequest, everybody. This is it's a Laura Bow mystery. I don't know if you knew that.
It's only the fifth
Mystery
thing we've
featuring
talked
Laura
about so
Bow.
far, yeah. Yeah, we talked about Rockabye, we talked about Shawn Mullins, we talked about what he looked like, we speculated a bit on that, we talked about tapes, and
I
now we're
would say
talking
that was all one topic, really.
Rockabye. Well, we'll file it under R for Rockabye.
Yeah.
And then audio tapes.
Even though the song is called Lullaby.
No, sorry, yeah, you're right. L.
Yeah. You're going to dive.
Just stop.
You're going to die.
Don't do it.
Die.
Die.
Don't die.
Well, we can...
FDIE. Die.
Stop.
Oh, man. Okay. No, don't die. Oh.
Oh, no, I guess it was safe this time.
No way. Are you telling me? Wait, I'm so disappointed now. Are you telling me that you can't? Oh my goodness.
I'm in the elevator.
That's.
I was hoping to crush myself.
Yes, or just fall right down the shaft. Yeah.
What if he's down?
Summon elevator.
Summon. Press
Call
button.
Elevator.
Press lever.
I just think it's an empty shaft right now. Like there's nothing. There's no. Yeah.
Yeah. So why didn't we fall to our death?
Yeah.
Button. Well, we're at the bottom level. That's why.
We're not though. Oh, we are. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Oh, that's friggin' dumb.
While I do think this game is much ahead of its time, and I find it very charming, I've also never been so frustrated by text input in my life.
It is.
I mean, that has come up a few times at this point. While playing this game. That
it's a cognitive dissonance thing where both can be true. Like, I think it's really charming and ambitious, and also it does make me a little bit insane trying to find the thing to do in a given room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
well,
that
it's
is
not even
true.
in a given room; it's in the entire playable space, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There are a limited number of things that happen in any given segment of time, and the game's pretty good about letting you not miss them as long as you spend all of your time just wandering around fairly aimlessly, or your aim being to witness anything happening.
Much like being somewhat baffled by like the steps of technology, games like this I'm sure lose me a little bit due to age too, where like an older video game having to figure out how to do it was part of it. Like you would spend your time figuring out what you were supposed to do rather than knowing what you're supposed to do and spending your time doing it.
Yes.
A bad feeling comes over you as you look around this room. The small desk chair has been knocked over, and you see a fresh blood stein on the rug.
Oh no, not a bloodstein.
A delicious bloodstein.
Well, we did miss a body here.
Wasn't this where Clarence was sitting by his desk reading, writing and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we already found him in the bathtub, or was that an alternate reality?
We did find Clarence in the bathtub. That's right.
Yeah, this is where he was murdered.
Oh, I see. Right.
Then they dragged him to the bathtub.
And then moved him again.
And then they moved him again.
Right, okay.
You see a fresh blood stain on the rug near the overturned chair.
Moving someone from the murder scene to a bathtub and then somewhere else that's unprofessionalism.
That wouldn't taste good.
That's indecisive.
It is now time to read the journal. Look, I don't care. Like, fucking with the blood is fine. Like, I get it. I understand. But it's time to read the journal because that's what we wanted to do when he was writing it. And now we have the chance.
That's true. Yeah. Look at the table.
Moving someone from the murder scene to the bathtub and then somewhere else is definitely the act of a murderer who doesn't know about DNA because it hasn't been discovered yet.
Very
to be
realistic.
fair, this is the 20s, yes.
Absolutely.
Some of these tables could use a good dusting.
Yeah, okay. Are we okay, let's do this little fucking dance. Try to look at the goddamn journal. Yeah, okay.
Oh
Read
boy.
it.
This is why we spend a certain amount of our time losing our minds playing this game.
Yeah.
I love it, but it is an intractable interface.
You notice that just one page has been written on, and today's date, May 27th,
That's
1925.
Sorry.
You made me think about that, but no, it is December. Don't do this to me. Curiously, you read the rest. It says...
Oh, can I read it?
Yes.
Because I don't
Please,
have I don't have very many
Clarence.
lines in this play, so
It's true.
I'm terribly apprehensive about what's going on here. I can't say why. Just call it a bad sensation. But as the evening wears on, I'm sure more and more. I'm feeling more and more alone. I don't know where the shore came from. I'm sorry.
I was wondering too. I
Where's
looked forward
Wilbur?
like 3 lines to see if
The shore was in your heart.
Yeah.
Where's Wilbur? Where's Gertie? Where's Gloria? If only that red-headed girl hadn't tried to tell me multiple times. Could they have left without me? Is there a way to leave the island that I'm not aware of?
Death.
Still, the spine-tingling feeling won't leave, and frankly, I'm scared. As I turn my back to the door.
Hunched over this desk, looking
For
out
hours.
into the howling wilderness of the swamp.
Yeah. Is there any more? Is that
Death
it?
is the fastest way off any island. I think that's actually a true statement.
Yep. Well,
There's
Well,
if it's
not
there's
every
probably
time.
some things that are technically islands, but you could still like jump to the mainland. There's probably a few of those, geographically speaking. But yeah, generally speaking, if you want off an island, death is the fastest way.
assuming there's civilization there. Otherwise, you're just there forever. I mean,
But
you know.
if you want off the island, I guess like you could just jump into the sea and not necessarily die. Like
Yeah.
if you don't care where you go, you just don't want to be on the island anymore.
I see what you're saying. You don't want to. It's the easiest way to stop experiencing the island.
Yes, metaphorically leave the
Yes.
island.
If you want to be just
Forever.
no longer on
Yeah.
that island, like putting a big old punctuation mark at the end of your existence is probably the fastest way. It's hard to beat that commute time.
That's true.
it certainly is faster than finding the hidden cave and turning the giant crank.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's just he's because he said, "Is there another way off the island that I'm unaware of?" Death is
Yeah.
the way.
He found it.
The irony of that.
He's aware of it now, or rather is not.
Rip in peace, Clarence.
Involuntarily, left.
I'm sorry we couldn't save you, Clarence, but I'm also positive we couldn't save you.
Yes.
Yet,
there's no-
book. You don't need to carry around Clarence's notebook.
I said his name in a French way, and now you all are doing it. I love it.
Flip table. That is not clear.
I just don't have any objection to it being French. You
It
know?
might actually be Clarence.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You don't know.
Right chair. Pick up chair. Don't worry about the chair. You have other things to worry about.
Like
That's fair.
wandering around every part of this estate until something happens. For
Yeah.
instance.
That, like, I have to be clear. I would take 1,000 years of this game before one more conversation with those fucking peasants from QFG4.
From Quest for Glory 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 years of this, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little purgatorial. Yeah, but, you know, not hellish. It's just purgatorial.
I get it. All right, let's the time clicked over. Some other shit's happening.
Yeah, well, some other shit is discoverable.
Did the color palette in this room change, or am I losing my mind?
You're losing your mind.
You're losing your mind.
It's the same.
I don't recall those walls being black.
They were
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
They were in shadow.
in shadow. Oh,
No. The Colonel's still alive.
Nice.
gotta love that guy.
We just found a body in here, so I doubt that we're gonna find anything new. Yeah,
Well, that's gone. Where are they piling the bodies up?
I
that's an
want to see a
excellent
big old
question.
pile of corpses.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh,
Wow, that ticked over fast.
Yeah.
We probably missed something in the interim, but let's just keep going.
Yes, we never promised to be good at this.
It's true.
Rudy.
Rudy appears to be frantically searching for something in your room. He seems to be very upset.
Upset.
Ask about Rudy.
Leave me alone! I'm busy right now. Ah!
Rudy, we all know you're a skeleton in a human mask.
We
That's
all
what
are,
it's
my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, he's
all
a skeleton
of us.
in a flesh suit. And then a suit on top of that suit.
Yeah, he's a skeleton of many suits.
2 layers of suits.
It made complete sense.
Come back here. Let me help you look for what you're looking for. What are you looking
Help.
for?
Push Rudy over. Help Rudy.
Kick in ribs. Oh, too late.
It's never too late to kick Rudy in the ribs.
Just a higher
Of a
kick.
violent nature.
Don't tell me if I have a violent nature or not. How dare you?
Yeah, I was commenting to the guys
Tell
earlier.
Rudy to
In this game, the story's
fuck off.
happening with or without you. and you have to sort of find a way to be a part of that story, which is an interesting reversal because, like, a game like, you know, Skyrim, for instance, goes out of its way to make this story, like, accessible, and I still do it last, right? Yeah. If the story was something I had to, like, search around for and try to insinuate myself into, I probably just wouldn't do it.
Colonel.
The colonel is disappeared.
I think that's actually a really good point, that we have to fight to participate in this game.
Yeah, we are chasing the plot.
I am hard to please with stories because I expect this as the player. I expect the story to be about me, but there's also no bigger misstep that a storyteller can do than to tell a story at me.
And that's what this is.
Yeah, like it's sort of doing both. The story's about anyone who isn't us. And it's happening with or without us.
You know, that is a very true statement.
But you are, like, you know, that's a lot of mysteries.
We are a passive observer in this story, really.
I compared her to Uatu the Watcher, I think, the other week, and that's that's more or less how I feel right now. Except because it's a Laura Bow mystery, you know, that's the subtitle. I did expect to have more involvement than Uatu. If this was the Colonel's Bequest and Uatu the Watcher mystery, I would expect to just mostly oversee what was happening and try to observe some things.
But, like, I mean, this is not dissimilar to any mystery. Like, the detective is almost never the main character. I mean, they're the main character, but it's never about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They're trying to discover the details of the murder. It's not a bad way to do a murder mystery at all.
That elevator has some great sounds.
It's great. I love it. It looks good. It sounds good.
It's pretty great. I bet
a
you.
Faint click is heard as you turn the key in the lock.
Ooh. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go, indeed.
Wow. I feel like
ominous
I'm there.
Music.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was music, but I think that was just an attempt at a sound effect.
Vroom, vroom.
It'd just be ominous sounds, you know? Actually, ominous music is ominous sounds.
It's true.
Those aren't two different things.
Ominous sounds with a melody. There is a slight difference. It's got, like, you know, there's a Venn diagram, right?
Yeah.
Not all sounds are music, but all music is sounds.
All Saint Bernards are dogs, not all dogs are Saint Bernards.
Yeah.
Actually, I suppose there was a human Saint Bernard at some point.
Is that a Venn diagram? Is that a Venn diagram where one circle is smaller but entirely eclipsed by the other? Is that...
I don't see why that couldn't be the case, but I don't know if that counts as a Venn diagram. The Venn diagram of Saint Bernards and dogs does have a little sliver containing the original human Saint Bernard, where they're not overlapping.
Oh, I suppose, yeah. There's a tiny little missing bit where Saint Bernard the human, upon which all Saint Bernard dogs are named, occupies a very specific space.
Oh yes, okay, I get it now.
Yeah. The one from whence they are named. Hey,
presumably there must have been a Saint Bernard, probably multiples.
Oh my God, we can find this out.
Mm-hmm. How many Saint Bernard humans were there?
And was he just, like, really ugly? So, like, naming the dogs after him was like a slight.
I was going to say he must have been really friendly and helpful.
Okay, so Bernard of Clairvaux was venerated as Saint Bernard, was an abbot mystic and co-founder of the Knights Templar.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
That should be their mascot.
By the
branching from the Saint Bernard dog page, it cited Bernard of Menthon.
Oh, different Bernard.
Different Saint Bernard, everybody.
So yeah, I guess there are multiple Saint Bernards.
So there's going to definitely be
multiple Saints Bernard.
However, there are more Saint Bernard dogs than there have been Saint Bernard humans, so it is still a small sliver in the Venn diagram.
Yeah, well, yeah, because, like, in order to become a Saint Bernard, you have to become canonized, I believe, and the dog just, I mean, there's, like, a litter of puppies. There was just no contest there.
This is another
No
good
context.
good use for the
Only
shut the fuck
one,
up.
maybe two are ever.
This is a good time for the shut the fuck up Alex jingle, because while everyone has contributed to this St. Bernard bit, it is definitely my fault that we're here. That was my analogy and I wouldn't let it go. I do want to find out what St. Bernard is the patron saint of. Here it is. Mountaineers, skiing, snowboarding, backpacking in the Alps.
Snowboarding. Now,
Snowboarding must be a recent addition.
That's what, because my stupid brain was thinking, yeah, you know what it was thinking.
I like that there's a patron saint of snowboarding. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Is there a patron saint of retro video games that we should be, kissing a
Probably
portrait of
there is.
before?
Probably like of machinery or something, or, electricity.
Oh, can we pick one if there isn't? Can we, send
Can we just-
recommendations to the Pope?
Well, probably
So-
the closest one, right? Hold on.
Does it have to be a Catholic saint?
So there is a patron saint for video gamers, sort of.
Video gamers. Okay.
Aloysius Gonzaga, a Jesuit saint who lived between the 16th century, around the 16th century. He's definitely regarded as the patron saint of young people. He died at age 23.
Oh, Saint Aloysius.
Saint Aloysius. He was, what do you do if you only had 1 hour to live? He was asked one time, and some said to go to Holy Communion. Saint Aloysius says he was going to play chess.
With his last hour.
With his last hour.
Wow.
So he's going to be partway through a game of chess the moment he dies.
Or maybe lots of games of speed chess.
Yeah.
That is kind of moving, in a way, that's how he would want to spend his last hour, doing something that he really enjoyed.
Yeah.
It didn't necessarily say that he really enjoyed chess.
Well, he said
Maybe he just really wanted to get the last win.
he was
Yeah,
also
yeah.
he was also like a kid when he said this. So, he believed that the he
How does one spell Aloysius?
okay, how does
Aloysius.
Aloysius.
Yeah, Aloysius.
Okay, Saint Aloysius. Cool. All right, I was gonna load because I realized we missed observing Rudy through the hole in the wall. So I'm gonna go back to Gona fdie.
Great idea.
I'm not positive. I think you have to perform a miracle to become a saint. Sometimes they will allow relatively minor coincidences or statements to become miracles, but just to be nice, they'll he's put in the time. We'll give him a sainthood. We'll say this was a miracle. But I think in general, you have to have a miracle attested to you to become a saint. I'm not positive of that. I'm not Catholic enough, but
They were used to be a little more loosey-goosey with the canonizations way back in the day, I think, too.
well, part of it is that all of those miracles are fictional, so you don't get a lot of more modern day saints because people are less inclined to believe in fiction, slightly.
Okay, how about this one? There's Saint Clair is the patron saint of screens, patron saint of televisions and computer screens. Speaking of screens,
Ooh.
we're talking
Ooh,
about.
that's a recent saint. Though I guess you can become the patron saint of something after your death, or
Yes.
if you died before its invention.
So Saint Clair of Assisi, what happened was late in her life, she fell too ill to attend church, and one day the images and sounds of the entire mass appeared in full on the wall of her room.
Whoa.
That was the miracle, I think.
Wow.
So a
the
projection.
patron saint of projections. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's definitely just a person succumbing to illness and death and hallucinating shit. But they called it a miracle to be nice, and I appreciate that. There's one, I forget the saint's name, but he wanted a food. I think it was a particular type of fish for his last meal, and they couldn't find the food he wanted, so they put a different type of fish in his mouth. And as he chewed and swallowed, he's like, that was delicious. It's just what I wanted. So they called it a miracle that the fish transubstantiated into the type of fish that he asked for in his mouth.
That just sounds like
I think
someone
it's-
being nice
Yeah,
about
he's being
somebody
polite.
not being able to find his last meal.
I think everyone involved was being very polite. He was being polite that they tried their best to find him the thing, even though it was his dying request and they fucked it up. And They were very nice and like, you know what? He was a good guy. Let's just make him a saint. Let's call it a miracle.
Yeah. Saint Aloysius had a vision where the Archangel Gabriel told him that he'd die within a year in 1590, and it happened. He got sick.
That's a bummer of a miracle.
That's a bummer of a miracle. And I mean, to be
bummer
fair,
miracle is a good band name too.
And to be fair, he spent that year working with plague victims.
That is.
So, yeah, you know, like,
I don't know. It doesn't seem, So we got two. I like him. I like it. As we wander around the grounds, waiting for something to happen.
Looking for something to happen, yeah. That's the other frustrating thing is there is no like clues to follow, trail to follow, like telling you should go somewhere. There's nothing really implying that you gotta go anywhere in particular. You just kind of have to wander until something happens. Either that or I've been missing something this entire game.
No, the clues aren't clues.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not following a trail.
And
I'm not like...
look, and, I think it's pretty clear we enjoy this game. We do.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I think it's pretty great. But it is frustrating, as all Sierra games kind of are.
Was the barn shaped like this before?
Are we?
I'm having a weird experience where nothing looks quite like how I remember it, and it happened all at once in a scene transition, and I have
a separate barn.
Yeah, like there's the thing with the boat in it, and then there's this barn thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two
that's
buildings.
Over here.
Yeah. Oh, look! There's something on the ground.
I'm not really as taken by the idea of quantum immortality as Matt is, but moments like that are very surreal, where it seems like your entire life has suddenly subtly changed in some strange way.
Yeah.
As if you were shunted over to a very similar universe.
That's odd. There's a rolling pin lying on the ground.
Well, goddamn.
As you pick up the rolling pin, you notice a muddy footprint nearby. A footprint.
It's a suitable bludgeon for a detective made of cake.
Oh.
You can see a footprint in the mud. Examine footprint.
More appropriate for a detective made of bread, I guess.
Yeah.
You're not close enough. Fine.
Or pie.
Closer, Jesus. Using Wilbur's monocle as a magnifying glass, you carefully examine the muddy impression and can see that it is definitely a footprint. Aha! There on the sole is an insignia of an idol.
That was more than 3 dots. That was more than 3 dots.
Like 7.
It was like 7 dots.
That was like 7 dots.
Oh, can we examine rolling pin with monocle?
Oh,
let's do that.
God, we haven't sniffed anything in a while either.
That's true. You scrutinize the entire rolling pin with Milbur's monocle. Aha! You have discovered traces of blood on it.
This is the first real clue.
We saw Celie using a rolling pin in the kitchen when her and Lillian were talking.
That's true. Yeah, she was making tortillas.
And as one of the few people alive, she's a suspect.
That's true. It's really Celie just snapped for everybody just being a piece of shit. I mean, there's also a non-zero chance that all of the bodies are just being digested by crocodiles in the body at this point.
That's the smart way to go, I think.
Yeah. That's what I would do in this situation.
Oh, there's the other barn.
There's the other baron.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I know what you mean, Luke. I feel slightly more sane now that this shed also exists.
Yeah.
I could swear there was less black and gray in the palette before.
Oh yeah,
today.
there's a ton of black in the palette. It's kind of known for that. They did a lot of very intense shadow in this game.
The shadows and silhouettes seems familiar to me, but inside of the house, like the sort of black and gray elements, is for some reason I don't recall having seen that before. I feel displaced in the universe.
Open door. Oh, she's gone.
Oh.
Lillian's gone.
Oh no.
Lillian's off.
I think the saint I was referencing earlier is Thomas Aquinas, but it is a hard thing to Google. Turned a fish into a different type of fish.
Yeah. I mean, I can't do that, to be fair.
Well, you could be polite and say that something tastes good when it doesn't.
You know what I'm going to say is, yes, you couldn't do that, but neither could he. It's not a thing that happened.
Yeah. All he did was eat the fish that was served to him and was polite about it.
I'm all for him being, revered as a saint. It's something he was sick and refusing to eat things, and he said he'd eat fresh mackerel if he had it, and they gave him something else, and he's like, yes, fresh mackerel.
Tuna, well known as a mackerel substitute. You cautiously knock at the door
no
of the
answer.
shack, but receive no answer.
Everybody's just hanging around.
Lambaste the door with your fists.
Looking window.
Just stand out there all night.
You peek through the window, but can't make out any details.
Can you do an inventory check real quick? Because I don't know if we got what we needed out of that house, and I don't think we can anymore. Okay, no. That's okay.
Is there something we needed here?
Yeah, and I forgot to mention it when we were in there, so we can't.
Boo.
It's
There's
okay.
a will, there's a way.
Crowbar door. It's never worked.
What do you want to do with the crowbar? Open door with crowbar. You try opening the door, but discover it's locked. No, not with a crowbar, it's not.
That's why we have the crowbar.
Are those ducks or chickens?
They're Dickens.
Dickens.
They're
this
cocks.
Is not your house.
They're Chucks. Chucks and Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Good old Chuck Dickens.
Got a little Christmas reference up in here.
Can you imagine if Charles Dickenson's friends just called him Chuck? Good old Chuck Dickens.
Chucky D.
They did.
Chucky D. Good old Chucky D.
Chucky D. All right, everybody.
Chickens.
Release chickens.
Open coop. Chickens belong to Seeley. Leave them alone.
No, don't. Don't
admonish chickens.
Use match on coop.
Ooh.
What do you want to do with the matches? Burn coop with match. Game does not understand burn. God damn it.
God damn it.
That tree seems too small, doesn't it? The one on the path there?
It's a baby tree.
It's a baby tree.
It has the profile of a big tree, but it's too big to be a bonsai, but too small to be a tree.
This does not also look like a great climbing tree.
It
Although
doesn't.
these trees do look like great climbing trees, you really have more important things to do right now.
Also, you couldn't be dressed worse for climbing trees. Also, your body is made out of delicate cake.
Also, bullshit. We've got nothing better to do.
It's true. We have not done anything of substance this entire game.
I don't suppose there could be any clues on the dog, right? Now that he's been left
Clues on
alone?
the dog. Maybe.
Well, I just noticed that the dog was sitting there unmolested for once.
Unmolested for once.
Well, time to molest the dog, I guess.
Oh, no.
Huh? Wrong door.
Yeah, like, is what,
So we gotta
1:30 a.m.? 1:45 a.m.?
There you go. It is late.
It's late.
Or early.
We should check his mouth for a gold doubloon or a severed finger.
Look at Beauregard. Old Beauregard snoozes in his doghouse. Open Beauregard's mouth.
I was being figurative.
You can't do that. Inspect Beauregard's mouth. You see nothing special.
Inspect Beauregard.
So no one's been
Inspect Beauregard.
Feeding him the bodies.
Not yet.
Monocle. Old Beauregard snoozes in his doghouse. Punt. Food bowl.
Whoa.
I don't want to do that. Every now and then, Luke does something that I really don't want to happen.
But don't worry. The game won't let him do that either.
Let me.
Yeah, we are protected from that in this instance.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, guys,
Yes?
let's shut this one down.
Okay.
Pinch this one off.
This one's
Bye, everyone.
this one's
See you
done.
next time. Stick and stay.
Okay,
Look,
bye.
I just want to prove to people that we can have a whole episode of gameplay. And I want to prove I want to prove it to myself.
Well, like we chatted about like saints and sainthood, but like it took that long for us to go places. Like we didn't ever stop doing things.
I know, but the reason I'm stopping this is because we're 41 minutes into just a gameplay episode, and I'm exhausted. We did so much like looking around and discovering of things. God. Whew.
Well, let's pinch this one off there and empty the mailbag next episode.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll do a little more playing, and there it is. Yep.
Thanks, we might even multitask and empty the mailbag while playing.
Whoa.
I mean, like,
That's
there's really rarely much reason for me to just stand still and do nothing while we have these conversations. But yeah, I often just I'm thinking about what we're talking about. And,
Absolutely.
And you're as road weary as any of us. Sometimes even more so when we start recording.
It's true.
Like it's just expecting you to do both at once every time. Like I really struggle to both commentate and play when we're doing like Jedi Knight or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely it's an acquired skill. For what it's worth, anybody that's never done Let's Playing and stuff like that, it is harder than it looks actually to carry on a conversation and just play a video game while you're doing it. It's hard to do both well at the same time. So I have a lot of respect for Let's Players who do this professionally.
It depends very much on the game too. Wario's Woods has no linguistic component, right? So when that was my first guest appearance I was able to more or less carry on a conversation while playing just because it didn't use the language center of my brain at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Also, you're so well practiced with Wario's Woods that you did not really need to concentrate on the game in order to perform well in it.
I was solving the puzzle as much with my fingertips as with my brain. Like when you see someone who's really good at the Rubik's Cube, which I am not.
But you are good at Wario's Woods.
It's true.
I have few skills. That is one of them.
You can watch it now on Level 0 NPCs.
It's a very special place in my heart because it was a lot of fun.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you later. Stay awake.
Stay awake.
Don't you dare sleep.
Don't fall asleep. Never fall asleep.
Never fall asleep. I don't want
to. You can only sleep when it's safe, and it is never safe.
Yeah, it's like in Minecraft. You can't sleep where enemies are near, but when enemies are nearby, they're always nearby.
They're always nearby. Yeah, never tell yourself that gentle lie that it is safe enough to sleep.
And on those nights when you're sitting alone at home, or you believe you're sitting alone at home, but you just can't sleep, you're having trouble sleep, it's because enemies are nearby.
Yep, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That feeling that you have that there is something behind you is 100% truth.
All the time.
Yeah. All the time. Your body does not lie to you.
Julia.
In a manner of speaking, there is always somebody behind you. It's hard to tell how far.
It's just a question of how far.
Julia,
yes?
I'm getting the feeling you're not a team player with this one. You're not on the same page as us.
I really like the idea that even if you lie face down with your back to the night sky, there is still someone behind you, just in the unfathomable reaches of the universe.
Yeah, chances are. Sure.
Statistically, although, yes, very far. I mean, unless the universe's like size is finite, or at least sort of the amount of space that has there's stars in it.
Even then, there's always someone behind you in space, and they're an enemy. Every time.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, the statistics that there's someone nearby behind you, not necessarily that high, but the statistics, statistically, whoever is behind you is certainly an enemy. It's statistically unfathomable that it wouldn't be.
You will always have a cosmic enemy behind you.
Cosmic enemy.
Cosmic enemy is a great band name.
Oh, it is.
On that note, see you later.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Bye, everyone.
Stay alive.
Stick and stay. Do sleep. And stick and stay.
Don't fall asleep.
Conflicting messages.